अवजानन्ति मां मूढाः मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितं परं भावमजानन्तः मम भूतमहेश्वरम्.
Ignorant of my supreme nature as the great Lord of beings, fools, mudhaha, disregard me when dwelling in the human form. Now let's take a look. This is verse 10 is the end of the previous portion, and 11 begins with the next portion. So what it is that verses 4 to 10 speak of Atman, that is within and beyond the whole universe. We've just seen how he's given us a totality view of the whole cosmos. And now it comes down to the individual. 11 to 15, he speaks of two kinds of people: the deluded, mudhaha, foolish people. That includes all of us. Don't get insulted, there's a reason for saying this. And the Mahatmas. And let's see what the difference is. The deluded, ignorant people ignore Atman, disregard Atman, deride Atman, insult Atman. When Atman is there staring you in the face, you don't see it. That's why he calls us all mudha. That divine power that is splashed everywhere, that makes its presence everywhere. We're unable to see it. Why do we not see it? Because our attention is on the gross aspects. Subtlety escapes us. And so you have to develop this capacity to spot the subtleties. It's like a doctor, First of all, when you went to a doctor, he did symptomatic diagnosis. He had no capacity to see what's happening inside. And then technology improved, and then the X-rays came, and the MRIs came. And now there is such beautiful technologies, you can see exactly what's happening inside. And you use laser technology to get rid of tumors and to do all sorts of things inside of you. It's called non-invasive diagnostic procedures. So medicine has developed so much. In those days, in the ancient times, the human mind had developed to be able to X-ray through your gunas, your externals, and focus, zero in on the spirit, the Atman. So you operated out of your Atman, out of Atman within, and therefore you spotted Atman everywhere. So essentially you are a combination of spirit and matter. And matter consists of body, mind, and intellect. So there are four entities within us. Now you assess people. When you go out into the world and interact with people, you assess people by what? Largely physical appearance. What kind of clothes are you wearing? Are you wearing designer clothes? Are you wearing fashionable clothes? Are you not wearing fashionable clothes? Physical appearance. A few people go beyond the physical appearance and look at the emotions. Do you have good emotions? Do you have bad emotions? Are you a good-natured person? Etc. Still fewer people are able to go beyond and focus on the intellect. What kind of knowledge do you have? Do you have clarity of thinking, or are you a foolish person? And a person with clarity, like a brilliant lawyer or a brilliant doctor, is intolerant of people who can't understand. You go to a specialist doctor and the patient asks stupid questions. The doctor gets highly irritated. But what we need to understand is all these are essentially divine. Irrespective of whether you're well dressed or not, whether you have fine emotions or not, whether you have clarity of thinking or not. A divine, Mahatma is one who's able to zero in on Atman and say, completely disregards the externals. And what a state. Can you imagine? Just the thought of Atman. I don't know whether these lectures are helping you or not, but they're certainly helping me. Every morning I wake up and I'm on top of the world. So appearances are deceptive, You can't go by physical appearance. You can't go by, sometimes the finest of people express themselves in strange ways. I know of a person who constantly would scream and shout. But his shouting and screaming meant nothing to the listeners, whether it was servants or employees or driver or even family members. They only laughed because they knew there was no venom in that shouting. So the most affectionate people sometimes express themselves in strange ways. You've got to have that affection to be able to understand it. Similarly, intellectual clarity, people who are the brainiest, the most brilliant people, appear to be insignificant. So you've got to be of that caliber to understand the brilliance of such a person. They are not necessarily dressed in the finest of suits. So this is it. You assess people by the wrong measures. And what happens is, if you are of Rakshasi and Asurim nature, traits, that means Rajasic and Tamasic, you make mistakes. It is only if you are a Daivim nature, if you have this Daivim nature, that you are able to spot brilliance. You are able to spot the best of people. Otherwise, the best of people come and go. They come stare you in the face and you are unable to recognize greatness. Even to recognize greatness, you need to be blessed with greatness yourself. So this is what happens to ignorant people. And what kind of life do they live? He explains this in the next verse.